Hello everybody, once again we are working on the Ranger. Trying to get this piece cut off. That was welded on very well. So I've been grinding around it and around it and around it. We've got this passed through. Remember we were talking about having to build a little bit of an arch to so that the drive shaft can clear underneath that. Well, my buddy Richard and another buddy of mine, Jimmy Canada, and Richard Rush, they both sent me pictures on tunneling this. You've got the main part. Well, Gina's in here. She's already removed all the seats and she got carpet out or pulled back. No, you got it out.
It's over there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had gotten that far. I thought it was folded up, but no, apparently it's not. You didn't have to take that out?
That is.
No,
No, I didn't. It just kind of popped out from underneath it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, see this big hump here? We take the smaller hump there and we cut it out all the way back to here, and then we re-weld it in at the top. So actually we're going to go ahead and cut this piece out, and I think we're going to cut it all the way up to there, so then that way I can go ahead and make that tunnel underneath there and get to the cross member. We just need to look at it a little bit more and see what all this gap underneath and where everything is. But that's our plan here today. And then that way we can eliminate this, get that out of the way, so that if we ever do an actual 4-link back here, the drive shaft will probably come up a little higher. So we got to make sure that we can clear that in the rear while we're redoing all of these cross members. So because this right here is holding the frame from splitting apart, I can go ahead and cut this off as well, so I can start planning that out. And I'm going to get back started on cutting that little freaking piece out, so I can have somewhere, I'm not sure exactly how I want to do it yet, but to do a pan hard bar. I know a lot of you are saying, do a watch link, do a watch link. Well, I can make a pan hard bar a lot cheaper than I can buy one, and I'm trying to make this a functional truck that can go down the road. I don't need a mass amount of lift. I've said it before, I don't build a truck to go way off the ground. I don't need freaking 2 feet of lift in the rear of my truck or my wife's truck because it's being built to be low on the ground. So if I have a maximum of 6 inches off the ground, that's all I'm worried about. I'm not worried about anything over 6 inches off the ground. 6 inches is what most of your cars that are going down the road sit at. They sit at 6 inches off the ground. So that's all I'd be looking at. Maybe 6 to 10 inches of complete travel, but we'll be riding most of the time 3 to 4 inches off the ground. So there's no point in making it so they can go higher. So a pan hard bar is just right for that amount of travel, and we'll set up the bags in a little bit of a different way so they don't have as much lift. That will involve taking this bag and we're going to move it closer to the tire over this way, and then that way it'll have less lift. We can even bring this up a little higher, and then that way it doesn't fully compress. You want your bag to be riding at a halfway between all the way up and all the way squished. Halfway in between, at the least amount of air pressure that you can get it to ride at, will give you a better, cushier ride. The softer that bag, the less air pressure in it, the better it's going to ride slowly. So, or better it's going to ride down the road without having a lot of hard-hitting bumps. That just means your spring is not hard, it's softer. So, all right, we're going to continue on and trying to get some more of this done. Oh, look, we are cutting things in inappropriate manners. No, I actually really like this. And it worked out great because I have to have a cord, because every time I have a cord, it ends up getting in the way, and I sometimes cut them. So anyway, here's the cross member. I've got it cut out. Almost, I guess. There it goes. Ta-da! Fucking chair! Almost ate crap. Why are you laughing at me? That's not good. I'll have to edit that out later. Okay, so yeah, there it is. We got that cut out. So now we can rebuild that first cross member. Now we just got to get under there and start doing that. Which, see, now with that cross member out, I can actually sit inside between the frame rails and get to the next piece a lot easier. Stuck right here in the back of the cab. There's the back window. Right dead center. I made a mark on there so I can measure exactly where the transmission is, because the transmission comes right there. So that's center. And I already rounded that out and bent a little piece right up in there. I hammered that up. So basically this is a drop down. It drops down, then goes forward and drops down again. I want to make this whole section here flush up to the top of this piece here. So I'm going to end up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside and I'm going to measure, because see, I've already started making my cut. So that round piece of pipe right there is going to go right here like this, right up and over, and take that whole spot. So I need to measure about 1 inch or 2 on either side of where this is going to be. So I need to measure from here to here. To get that measurement, I'm going to go inside and I'm going to cut it from the wall straight back, straight forward. And same thing on this side, from here straight forward. And then what I'll do is I'll flex and bend this piece up flat. And then I'll try to use most of that to make my new drive shaft tunnel inside. And I'll add pieces of steel on either side. If needed, I may end up using a whole new piece. But for right now, this is the thought right now. And so once I get that cut and open, I can flex that up and out of the way, and I can make the rest of these cuts to cut this section of cross member out. There's a piece of cross member that goes right here to hold the gas tank. Well, I took that out already. Right here is where the other mounting bolt is for the gas tank. So I don't know. With this being flexed up, I may end up just taking part of this cross member out, so I can bring this up a little higher to maybe get that tank in there to sit up more. So I don't know. We'll see. A lot of guys are saying it's not possible. I like taking not possible and seeing if I can make it possible. If I can't, then you guys win. Cuts are going to be right here like that, and then across the bottom there. Most of this all get filled in again. But there's other metal underneath there. So now I went underneath here and started looking at it. I'm not going to salvage that piece. I can rebuild a new cross member. So I'm going to cut that cross member out. And I'm going to be rebuilding cross members all over the damn place. Yeah, well, it's getting on 4 o'clock Saturday evening. We're going to head out to Hot Springs to go have dinner. Well, some of you probably follow me. I am into the next weekend. It's actually Sunday morning the following weekend, and I've got all the cross members are cut out. The floor is cut out. Let me show you what that looks like on the inside. We can get a pretty good picture in here. Oop, let me open the door. Try not to trip on something else. All right. So what I did was I just cut it straight back, kind of did that, and then I pushed it up. And what I'll do is I'll end up filling in this gap here, reconnecting this at this point here, and then just kind of filling the whole piece up into there. I wanted to go ahead and cut this out. The reason this is all cut out the way it is because I want to be able to rebuild a transmission cross member. I mean, not a transmission, but a cross member for the frame up and over this whole area. So that's why I need to do that. And I also need to get that piece of rounded steel right here up inside there. So that's why all this is cut out, and then I'll end up filling all that back in once I get all that done, which shouldn't take me entirely too long, but I need to buy the steel still. I don't have the money for the steel, so that's going to have to wait. But in the meantime, I can go ahead and prep everything else, get other stuff cut down grinded and cleaned and ready. Some of the sheet metal work, I can go ahead and get the pieces cut for that. I still have, I don't know if, I know a lot of you have been here since the beginning when I had the Nissan, when I did the body drop on the bed, that one section of steel that went across the front of it that I pulled out and I said, save this, you never know when you're going to need it. I saved it. So it's still out there. I'm going to pull it out and I can actually bend and shape it and cut it to fit exactly where I need it to inside there, and then I'll be able to tack it all into place when I'm ready. But that is now ready there. I'm going to get the gas tank up in here and see where it is and whether or not I can actually do this. I know you guys said that I can't, and we're going to find out right now. All right, I mounted it up in the stock location. I'm thinking I'm going to make it. It's right up against the bottom of the floorboard right there. You can see it right there. It's up against the floorboard right there, and then it comes up and there's still space. I can actually do, I've got 1 inch of space there, so I could do a 1 inch thick cross member over the top of the tank and still be able to clear. I measured the bottom of the frame, the actual frame, not the transmission cross member. Transmission cross member comes down farther. Remember, we got to move that up as well. But if you look at the tank itself, it's just above the frame. It's sitting at 16 inches, and I think it's 15.75. You know, we're not really building this truck to drag, but to lay it out, we would be able to lay this out. Even if maybe we put some 1 inch blocks on the back of the frame there, we should be able to lay it out and protect the gas tank so we can leave the gas tank in the stock location here. I mean, it looks good. I really like the way that looks right now. Let me show you guys on this side. This is the driver's side right here. But if you look, well, right now we're looking up at it. There's the other side of the frame over there. And here's this frame. If we go up and we match the bottoms of the frames together and look straight across, there's no gas tank. Which means you can put it in the stock location with 1/4 to 1/2 an inch to spare, and then the back usually dips up a little bit. So this is sitting at, I think, 16 or 17 inches, and then that will end up, you know, being able to go back towards the fuel pump because it's sitting in the center. But yeah, I had to cut out the front cross member because it was bent, the middle cross member, and the rear cross member. There's 3 cross members right here. So I'll be rebuilding all 3 of these cross members for that gas tank. But I honestly feel that I'm going to be able to do that and make this work. If you guys doubt me, then just say so, because I'm not a professional. I don't do this for a living. I do this for myself. So if it doesn't work, then worst case scenario, I can't put the gas tank there, but I'm thinking it will. Now, of course, the gas tank is up higher, which being up higher means it's not going to fit underneath the floor of the bed of the truck. Okay, so this bed floor here, we have already planned on making a raised bed floor one way or another. So basically all this down here, most all that's going to get cut out to accommodate for all of this. Also, eventually, if we ever decide to do a 4-link, we'll still have enough space to do the 4-link. As long as that's cut out, we can do whatever we want in there. Which, I mean, really adding a 4-link, you turn these bars into regular link ends on the outside, and then you do a wishbone right at center coming out and then triangulating out to the axle. It would end up running right through here and then tying to the axle there. Not there, because you can't weld to that, but to right there. Bring it up over and then in. But anyway, all right. So that concludes this one. I need to work on my F-250 next. So if you want to watch the next video, I'm going to do a little bit of F-250 update. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Thumbs up. And put all your hater comments at the bottom. Talk to you guys later.